Hello everyone, welcome back. I believe you all have received a copy of the HUNG Resounding Tara's sadhana practice. So I'm going to first give the oral transmission, the lung of the sadhana, and then I'll give a short explanation. Nama yala ekatan ludan jingge tukon dada mege nam dan ro kunji dana jisa tam jege do da ge ju dan do da dan ro nan ge da jin be sam je tam je de che se jan jan yin ba le ye ba da ba na lama da ma na ja do ba so yi jin de na ye da me che na ye pa be gen de na la ja zo che wa she len den so ju sam je tam je do ba so ye ga ma te che de je zhen zhao ma hong zhao ma yi gong bre ji wo len sum ji zhen ran ge je me ji zhen ma sa we do wen de la ne dan ye le wa ze zhe wen de yin nan go la ma ba me je wo jian be pa ma zhe ma san ji zhe什么 zhe ma ni zha ji de je wo co ji ko wo ben za sa man za na mong gu ren be a ya de la sa ba re ba re a ya de la sa ba re ba a gam ne shab de ba Guangzhou Sum La Da Jie Jie So Len Sum Ju Sim Jian Tam Jie Dewa Zo Tse Me Shi Gong O Me Shun Ya Da Jian Na Be Zu Su Ba Ma Gong Do Me Ngan La Ban Le Ben Ma Da La A Le De We Jing Gu Re Jie De We Jing Gu Re Jie Deng Do Tam Mi Le Zhou Ma Sra Ma Cha Ji Cha Ni Ma Jia Ye Jieb Jian Da Yun Zhe Yun Be Ma Sra Bo Nan Ba Xiab Se Me Sa Ba Xia Ba Sen Be Jing Mo Zheng Xiao Sen Be Jing Mo Zheng Ge Xiu Ba Zembe Jimo Drunge, Zembe Jimo Drunge, Shu Ba De Namjeta, Migdo Damle, Dam Nigdo Dare, Soha Karaboda, Nara Du Dare, Soha Ngomboda, Nala Dure, Soha Zraboda, Jela, Tu Soha Marboda, Ningada, Re Soha Ngomboda, De Jevro, Dare Ne Soha Jango de Datam Je, Nelana, Dor the Mara to Hong, Tuga Hong, but the Valley, Tuga Hong, Jabez and Yajus, and the Gomezam Zamban. Avangelan got the Bezamadi, you were Dalang, the shares over the Damazamian and Lam, so she got shares in Bijan, going to Jelama Yalaba, Pame, you took and the Dangan. Go let me the Dare to Dare, Durozo, Dare to the Agasha, and Zashi, genuine there, the Jim Dinner, with other things. Chodon to Mungo, Druma, Leva, Zaldo, so give one day, and you know that you just a month of Yen and Raji Yamaleva, there, Zalango, Barajo. So that concludes the long, the oral transmission of the HUNG Resounding Tara. Now comes the teaching. So whenever you receive a vajrayana empowerment, one, you should receive also the lung. After you receive the lung, you should receive the tea. Tea means the guidance, instructions, explanation on the sadhana. So if you receive these three from the same teacher, then you truly develop a good guru-disciple relationship connection. Merely receiving one but no lung and no tea is almost like incomplete. It only merely gives you the permission to practice, but you don't know how to practice. So here we have created the tradition here at the Sakya Friends from very early to not just give empowerment, but give the sadhana, give the lung, give the teaching. If possible, also to do the practice together. So, of course, here, due to time constraint, we can't practice together. But I believe all of you are so dedicated to give your time, energy, receiving the one lung and tea in this manner, not just tonight or last night, but over the next whole 11 months, you're going to attain the rest of Tara empowerment. I'm sure you will practice the Tara mantras and sadhanas. I'm sure you will remember the right view and bodhichitta, and I'm sure you will be kind to yourself, and you remember real teaching is how to stay Buddhist, how to stay kind, how to stay thoughtful, how to stay tuned to the right view and not to drift into wrong views of pettiness and meanness and childishness. That's a real sadhana. So I strongly urge all of you to remember the gist of the Buddha Dharma. The empowerment and the vajrayana teachings and rituals seem very colorful. It's really good to participate in them. But even more important, what is the real gist and essence of the empowerment is to empowering yourself to renew your refuge and bodhisattva vows and the right view through the medium of one of the deities, such as HUNG Resounding Tara. So that's just a short remark. Now I'm going to give this teaching tonight on the HUNG Resounding Tara, based on the outline and the structure of the sadhana that is written by none other than Suryagupta himself. He says the sadhana has three parts. The first is the preliminary. Second is the main practice. Third is the conclusion. The first, the preliminary, are divided into two. He says, first is purification of one's mental continuum. Second is accumulation of merit. And so when he talks about purification of mental continuum, so it is that you first do the common refuge and then generation of bodhichitta. So those two you do at the very beginning, don't you? So in the sadhana, you take refuge, you generate the bodhichitta. And the second part is the accumulation merit. So in order to do the accumulation merit, you invoke Guru HUNG Resounding Tara, who is presided over by Amitabha in the space above. So you invoke the Guru, invoke the Tara in the space before, and then remembering and seeing the Tara as an embodiment of all the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and then you deliberately visualize them as being there in presence of you, and then you do the accumulation of merit. The accumulation merit is done by, first of all, making offerings. That is the 8 offerings. Secondly, the accumulation of merit by doing the Sevenfold prayer. And thirdly, you make accumulation merit by doing the 4 immeasurables. Now, with this, first, the accumulation merit by making offerings. Why is making offerings meritorious? Offering is giving. Giving is such a small act of giving. It makes a huge difference to people's lives. Giving is living, they call it. If you have suffering in your life, it's because you are not giving to others or to yourself. You are holding back. You're not giving them respect. You're not giving them small things. You're not praising them. You're not encouraging them. You're not giving time to them. These are because people's life is so bereft with merit. So therefore, we should learn to practice giving. Giving is the first of the 6 paramitas. So here in the Tara sadhana, it makes you to do the giving by making offerings of the water and flowers and so on, through with the mantra, the mudra, and dhyana. So So mantra, mudra, dhyana means speech and physical, verbal, reciting the mantra. Om Aryatara Saparevare Argam. So that's the mantra. And then mudra is the hand gesture, the moving of your hands, so that you visualize as if you recite the mantra, the various offering goddess issue from your heart, and they carry the offerings of drinking water, feet washing water, and so on, all those 8 offerings in the sequence. So you try to do the physical movement of the hand gestures while reciting that 11 mantras. So that's a physically doing mudras. Those mudra is a Sanskrit word which means gesture, hand gesture. Mantra is verbalizing while you say, doing the physical movement. And the dhyana is you are totally consciously feeling and expressing from your heart. So this interplaying of the bodily movement, mudra, and verbal recitation, mantra, will accentuate the dhyana, the concentration, the visualization, that then we, in Vajrayana tradition, we often create a big shrine up there, and then we set up the offerings there, and then those are physically arranged offerings. But we, on top of that, we've mentally imagined them, multiplying as many as possible. So with this kind of training, making offerings to the Tara, through your hand movement, mudra, through your verbal recitation, Om Ayatara Saparevara Aragam Ahung Soha. So each wording of the offering for drinking, feet washing, flowers, incense, lamp, perfume, food, and music. All of these items, 8 offerings are, imagine they're offering drinking water to the mouth, feet washing to the feet, flower to the head, incense to the nose, lamps to the eyes, and perfume to the chest, food to the mouth, music to the ear. So this sensorial offering to the Tara is to purify all normal craving and grasping to sensory pleasures. Instead of us craving these things for our sensory pleasure, we actually make this offering to Tara in order to purify our miserliness, stinginess, greediness, and most important, the miserliness. So that is a merit we lack. Some people have lots of merit. They're very generous. They're always giving. And most people are really not like that. They are unwilling to give, they have things, but they wouldn't share. And so here, doing the sadhana is a reminder for us to practice giving in your life. Say your parents. How is your relationship with you and your parents? Or some other close people into your life? If there's a lot of conflict and misery between you and them, it's because you are not giving to each other. You just want to taking from each other, and always wanting to take from the other. Your relationship is not bad if it wasn't the non-giving part of it. So you should see the cause of suffering is demeritorious habits, miserliness. So Vajrayana skillfully makes people to do the sadhana, and then they realize, I should really practice giving to my mother, giving my time to my father, or giving my respect to my neighbor, or even though you really don't want what he says, but just listen and do it for the sake of their happiness, you'd give it. This kind of merit we lack. So that's why at the very beginning of the sadhana, you make the offerings. In the sadhana, something will click. You say, this Tara sadhana is blessing me, is teaching me that I should give my mother or my sister or my uncle or my ex or my wife something, so that their unhappiness towards me will be stopped as soon as you give something. So that is the teaching, okay? Okay, Tara does not need your drinking water or perfumes or flowers. Even you put them on the shrine very devotedly. That's really not so much Tara needs. Just to teach yourself, just rehearse yourself to giving, practice giving to everyone in your lives. Please remember this. This is so important. Giving is living, they call it. If you give something to someone that will really open up so much hope and friendship. You will feel, if you had some problem with somebody and they gave you something, you're so happy, isn't it? Likewise, you too can do that. It's giving by other people makes you happy, and then wait until you do that giving to others. Then you will mutually benefit. So that's the offerings. Offering on the shrine is just a rehearsing practice. Okay? The real giving is we should give to each other, to people. So that is the first of the accumulation merit. How do you know you have a merit? You no longer are miserable. You no longer are stressed or angry or hurt or upset. About some things, because you have received something. It's not really giving. It's not receiving that is the receiving. It's the giving that makes you to receive the great benefit of not having to worry about it, not having to think that why isn't it miserable to me. But if you give something, it will heal. So giving. Okay. First one is giving. The second is doing the sevenfold prayers. Sevenfold prayer, as we explained during the empowerment ceremony, is like limbs. If you have no limbs, you're crippled. Most people are crippled, if they don't confess their own limitations, their own mistakes, their own flaws. Then other people are very angry with you. They're angry with you because you did not confess your share of mistakes. If you confess your mistakes, you will forgive others reasonably quickly. This is a merit. You should learn to grow, to learn to... forgiveness is not a religious kind of practice. It's a basic humanity. It's not a Sunday you have to wait. It's not a religious service you have to wait. You should always see who I should go and confess to. Who should I go and forgive? Just do this. Incredible. You will really learn. In front of Tara we said, I confess and so on. But you might be doing nice things in front of the shrine, but you really should go and apologize to people. Whatever you think is they are angry at you, you should go and apologize. That is the merit. That is the sadhana of sadhanas. This is really good practice, my dear. You are all listening with so much interest. Each and every one of you would have someone towards whom you have not yet confessed or forgiven. Just look at in your eyes whether I'm telling something that really is pertinent to you or not. So if you can hear this teaching, then go tonight or tomorrow to someone and apologize to them, either by writing a short note or just phoning them. We have so many apps these days to send your apologies or thank yous through WhatsApp, through all kinds of messengers. Just do that. You will find incredible merit in doing that. So confessing and forgiving others, pardon others. Tell them you don't mind, you really understand their difficulties and what may have forced them. Show your understanding to them. That is incredible sadhana. So that is what the Tara is teaching us. Second is rejoicing. Rejoicing is you should not be jealous. People are so jealous of him, of her, of them, and not really feel rejoicing and give the blessing to other people. Tell them you're happy for them, you really are proud for them. You should do that every now and then. I'm so happy for you, I'm so good of you. Do that, then you will really have incredible happiness, because you are no longer jealous of anyone, you are not competitive to anyone, you are not condescending to anyone, you are not envious to everyone. This is the real Tara. Tara means rescuer. She is there to rescue you from this jealousy, this envy, this competitiveness, this not accepting someone as they are and still judging them and try to say, yes, but he's like that, yes, but she's like that. Why don't we give them the true credit for the little good they have and rejoice wholeheartedly? That is the real sadhana. If you do the sadhanas each day, that's good, but even better if you do this rejoicing and express them wholeheartedly. So that's the second limb. Now if you don't do confession, if you don't do rejoicing, you are crippled, okay? You are like a person stuck on a wheelchair, or a blind who couldn't see, or a deaf who couldn't hear, a crippled who can't walk. Lots of people are crippled by jealousy and their judgment to each other. So don't be crippled. Therefore practice the seven limb of confession, limb of rejoicing, and the limb of then the others, such as generating ultimate bodhichitta, taking refuge in the triple gem, generating wishing bodhichitta, engaging bodhichitta, dedication of merits. So all those 7 points are clearly inside the prayer of when you do the prayer of the Sevenfold prayer. So important. If you really, people go to attend classes, they do courses, they do adult courses of the evening classes to upgrade their education. But if you really learn to do this, even one or two of the 7 limbs, it will surpass all your educational academic credentials. People are so academically gifted, but they're so arrogant, so jealous, so ungenerous, miserly towards their completely useless education. This is educational materialism. We need to teach people to practice generosity, kindness, humility, and equality, respect, and understanding. These are real education. These are higher education. So in Buddhism we said the inner education is the highest education. No point having lots of degrees that you hang on the wall with your name on it. That's a cause of arrogance. If you don't practice humility, the education is killing people. So many people are so professional, highly capable, but they're so stressed because they don't have these basic human qualities. Okay, so that's why it's important to practice those 7 things in the Sevenfold prayer. Okay. So the sadhana is one thing. You sit in front of Tara, read this every day, then you should say, oh, what is this telling me to do in my everyday sadhana life? Sadhana means what is there to be accomplished. Sadhana is not white Tara or yellow Tara sadhana, it's your sadhana. Your name is Georgina sadhana. Georgina has to conquer her demon of resentment, of laziness, of not rejoicing your friend or jealous of somebody. This you have to do the sadhana. This you have to conquer. This is the teaching. This is the pointing. Teaching means pointing. Pointing is showing what you can't see. and then make you see. You receive the teaching on sadhana, it makes you to see what you have been so blinded by your righteousness or laziness or judgment. Now you open your eyes, and then it's like a blind giving the eye, receiving eye. It's good, isn't it? Sight. So these sevenfold prayers are to eye openers. Please read them and think carefully of what the Tara practice has gotten for you. Okay, then you have the 4 immeasurables. If you do the 4 immeasurables, which is immeasurable loving kindness, it's incredible, It is better than winning $1 million lottery if you really learn to practice loving kindness. Why? Because it will overcome your hate. You will not do ill will and hate and resentment and vindictiveness, and you will not do that. You will come to your senses that are practicing loving kindness. Not just to people who love you, who give you, who honor you, but people who really is very hard on you, very aggressive to you, but you see their suffering is your cause, your growth. Their opposition to you is cause your loving kindness, and then you are able to practice loving kindness. That is the real immeasurable benefit. You just would not know how to estimate. You have no word, wow it's called, you have no word to say the value of love. This is not kind of ordinary love. This is not finite people's love to each other. This is loving kindness, compassion, a loving feeling towards others who suffer, who want to have happiness but they don't get happiness from anyone because very seldom people show love. And so if you can show love to some sentient being, they straight away become happy. So creating and doing something, small acts of kindness and love, but keeping no room for hate. That's a loving kindness. Second image is compassion. Compassion is when sentient beings or people have problems, people who have sufferings, people who have a repetitive suffering and problem. We should not complain about them. Sometimes we do, maybe we should, because they otherwise wouldn't learn. But our main point of complaining is not to complain them, but to help them to change, and so that they are free from the suffering they themselves do not want. So we should not give up on any sentient being, but try to allow space to show compassion, because they have problems. Very many people don't understand, reject them outright, and someone needs to give them a chance. Who is that going to be? Yeah, the bodhisattva has to. Bodhisattva is so rare, isn't it? That's right. It has to be so selflessly wanting to do just that which most people will not have the fitness to do. But we have taken bodhisattva vows, so we should practice compassion to the most difficult sentient beings. This is the practice. This is really rescuer of us from our sufferings, our problems. So immeasurable compassion. And so we need to make a really resolution how to overcome hate and aggression with love and compassion. Third is immeasurable joyfulness. The joyfulness is how often are you joyful? Not really that often. Joy comes from absence of sadness and contentment with the things you already have, never coveting or desiring anything, but accepting the things you have and not complain about anything else. So that is the contentment, the joyful. The people who have joy don't need anything. They just feel so joyful that they don't have discontentment. They are so joyful that they don't have resentment. They're so joyful they have no wrong views. That is the joy. Most people's pleasure comes from sensorial objects. They are not cause of joy, they are cause of future sufferings. So distinguish between emotional pleasure, physical pleasure from the spiritual joy. Spiritual joy comes from absence of ill will and resentment, absence of anger and gratitude to everything. This is the joy. You wouldn't believe how much joy gives you the energy that others depletes. So immeasurable joyfulness. And the fourth one is equanimity. Immeasurable equanimity, when we say, may all dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. Yeah, we really wish people knew how to not become attached to some and aversion to others, treat all equally without any bias against, bias for. So good, very advanced practitioners can do that. And if you are a Tara practitioner and you have received the empowerment, why Tara practitioner called empowerment? You are empowered to practice equanimity, not attachment to one, aversion to another. You transcend the uselessness of both of these two and thus practice equanimity. That is the empowerment. That is the Tara practice. So try to aspire to practice equanimity. And Shantideva says, at that time, let me become a piece of log. You try not to be so important in your name or ethnicity or gender or profession. Useless pridefulness. Just have the humility and be a log, Be a log. And means that just don't try to make any significance of your personal importance. Just forget yourself. That is equanimity, the piece of log. So these practices, what we have called, is done in the presence of the Tara and Holy Ones, showing that you have devotion by making the offerings, doing the sevenfold prayers, and 4 immeasurables. So doing these things carefully and thoughtfully in the presence of Tara, in the presence of Tara, and then reciting the mantras and prayers, doing the hand gestures, the movements of the so on, and that is called the accumulation of merit. So that's that. Now the second is accumulation of wisdom. Accumulation of wisdom, and that is done by reciting the mantra Om Swabhava Shuddha Sarva Dharma Swabhava Shuddha Hang, or Om Shunyata Jana Vajra Swabhava Atma Kohang. Sometimes either one of these two are given, other times both are given. So you can, if you have just one, and then just that. You say that, and as a result of that, then you should enter into meditation in the state of emptiness that is devoid of any grasping to duality, and suspend all dualistic conception. Let the mind stay in this vast, equanimous spaciousness of luminosity. So that concludes the all the preliminaries of the sadhanas. Okay, now comes the main part of the sadhana. The main part of sadhana is 2. Meditation on the deity, Tara, and the recitation of the mantra. The first, the meditation on the Tara, are 4 parts. First is called the generating yourself in the form of samaya sattva, which is called the limb of approaching to become samaya sattva. First is the limb of approaching to become samaya sattva. And so therefore, what do you do? And after you recite the mantra, then from the emptiness, the seed syllable Pam becomes lotus, becomes moon disk, and then on top of that, the seed, your seed syllable tam becomes the Tara, yeah, becomes the yellow Tara, one face, two armed, one face, two armed Tara, and then rest is this description of her visualization. Tara is very youthful, never aging, 16-year-old goddess whose right hand is extending in a giving refuge gesture, left hand is holding the yellow lotus flower. She's sitting in a very elegant bodhisattva posture, and so you need to visualize that Tara is so clear, beautifully covered, and her waistline is very thin, very beautiful, and she's covered in the whole divine silks, and she's very youthful, very, very gracious manifestation, and all her 6 limbs and the body, speech, mind are all covered. So up to that is the first part. First is the approaching to become the Samaya Sattva, the limb of approaching limb. The second is called the near approach. Near approach is blessing your 6 senses. These 6 senses are, for the eyes, is white Om Tare Swaha. On the ear is Om Tut Tare Blue. On the nose is yellow Om Ture Soha. On the tongue is red Om Tu Soha. On the heart is blue Om Re Soha. On the crown is Om Tare Ni Soha, green in color. And then all of these syllables are on the moon disk. Then on the forehead is a white syllable Om. At the throat is a red syllable A. And heart is blue syllable Hung. The Om, A, Hung, respectively white, red, and blue, correspond to Vajrayana, Amitabha, and Akshobhya. So that is the second level. That second level is the near approach of blessing your 6 places and 3 doors by those mantras. Now the third is the invocation of the Jnana Sattva, the wisdom being. The wisdom being. A wisdom being. So that is as you raise a light issue from your those 9 places, particularly from seed syllable Hung and Tam, and then invokes all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the southern Potala realm. All the wisdom beings are invoked, and then you do the invocation gesture, Om Vajra Samanza, Om Vajra Samanza, and you do the invocation mantra, Om Vajra Samanza. So that's the mantra and the mudra. And then dhyana is concentration. Visualize all the enlightened ones in the form of a yellow Tara together with the other 21 Tara, all appear before you. And then you say Ja, Hung, Vam, Ho. Ja, hand gesture is hook. Ja, Hung is a rope, and Vam is a chain, Ho is bell. So when you do those Ja, Hung, Vam, Ho mantra, you also need to perform the mudras Ja, Hung, Vam, Ho, and then you need to visualize that they all become inseparably fused. Who are they? The Jnana Sattva fuses with the Samaya Sattva together, like water poured into water. So that's the third limb, yeah? Third part. Fourth limb is the empowerment. So you are going to receive the empowerment, and that is called limb of great accomplishment. So a great accomplishment, because the invocation of wisdom being fusing into yi is called accomplishment limb. And now receiving the empowerment is the great accomplishment. For this, of course, you have what we call you invoked the five Tathagatas. Five Tathagatas led by Amitabha in the space above you. So it's on Vajrayana, and then may all the Tathagata bestow empowerment upon me. So you as a yellow Tara is requesting Amitabha to give you the empowerment. Then Amitabha, together with his other Buddhas, say, just as the gods offer holy water when you were born, means when Shakyamuni Buddha was born in Lumbini, with this pure divine water, we too offer holy water to your body. So the five Tathagatas led by Amitabha pours their water on you by saying Om Sarva Tathagata Abhishekata Samaya Shri Hung. So when they do this, they give you the empowerment. So once they have given you the empowerment, then of course you, as soon as you receive the empowerment, then we offer the praise to you. I bow to the letter to Tara, which fill the worlds of desire, direction and space, who tramples the seven worlds with her feet and has the power to summon all. So with this, then you honor yourself as now as the fusion of the Samaya Sattva with Jnana Sattva, and now receive the empowerment. Then on top of your crown appears a small Amitabha who adorns your crown, and that is to whom then you make the eulogy too. And so then comes the last part of the main sadhana is doing the mantra recitation. And so the mantra recitation is basically you visualize in your heart chakra the 6-syllable tam surrounded by the 10-syllable mantra Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha, and then you recite the mantra Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Or on top of that, you recite Om Tare Tutare Ture Akrashaya. So you recite the actual the yellow Tara mantra, yellow Tara mantra as much as you can. During this recitation, you should stay very present. And imagine the mantra rosaries that is issuing from your heart honors the enlightened one, invokes all of their blessings on you, and thus you are receiving all the benefit. Om Tare Tutare Ture Agrashaya Risoha. So you recite as many as you are able to. And after that, so your mantra recitation should be free of any of the 5 hindrances of the meditation. So when you're reciting mantra, it's not just merely holding the mala and reciting the mantra. When you're reciting mantra, you should do the recitation, you should know what you should be thinking, you should see the visualization, you should feel the blessings. So doing, knowing, seeing and feeling, all simultaneously, unimpeded by forgetting any of these, unimpeded by laziness, boredom, distraction, sleepiness, doubt, and then thirst, hunger, and these things should not impede you. You should stay very present, even though you may be reciting only one round of mala. During that time, you should stay very straight and almost combining your calm, abiding, and special insight meditation while reciting the mantra of Tara. So with this in mind, if you do, then you become true mantrayanist. And also through vajrayanas, because the vajrayanas is the diamond vehicle. You're actually completely cognizant of your spacious nature of the mind. And there's no self there. There's no aggregate there that is you. There's no name that is you. There's just mere awareness of this, that Tara. And that, with that in mind, you should try to recite the mantra, neither too fast nor too slow, neither too loud nor too soft. And so recite the mantra as long as you're able to. Then when you conclude it, say, "Oh Holy Tara, please bestow the common and uncommon attainment in the Mao itself." Because common is the worldly kind of boons and siddhis, attainments, good health, long life, fearlessness, and without any miserliness, generosity, and gratitude, and even you're sick, you don't complain. These are the common siddhis. Not having any sickness can be common siddhi, but even it's better if you get sick but you don't complain. You still do whatever you can to do to reduce the illness, but you still see that as a minuscule in relation to the illness of other people. That's a common siddhi. You know, all the days, the common siddhis are fast fleetedness or clairaudience or clairvoyance. All this stuff is very esoteric. We need practical siddhis that you no longer have ill will and you no longer harbor a resentment to anyone as a result of being a vajrayana practitioner. So you should pray for that. May I never harbor ill will to anyone. So with that in mind, you say, "Oh Tara, please bestow upon me." Tara doesn't hand you the siddhis. You just have to initiate yourself how to have these attainments. That you have attainments. You have attainments. You no longer hold grudge more than a couple of minutes over issues. This is the attainments. Uncommon attainments is perfect enlightenment itself. Yeah. So that's how you should do the sadhana with the recitation mantra. Then dissolution is you just visualize that light as issue from your heart, causing the lotus and the moon is dissolved, and then you also dissolve in the light, and you vanish into the emptiness. And then you reappear as a post-meditation Tara, and then that is then followed by the dedication of merits. So that's the actual sadhana of the HUNG sounding yellow Tara, as well as all the other 21 Taras. Only difference is the name, the slight specific mantra and color, and the symbolism of the hand gestures. But otherwise, all the 21 Taras sadhana follows the same structure, same contents, same meaning, and the same application. So then the conclusion sadhana is the dedication merit and the dissolution visualization, and the most important conclusion is then subsequently during the post-meditation period, you should always remember that you are not you are Tara. Others are not others, they are Tara. Others, whatever you say, whatever other people say, whatever the sound of nature is, that is too loud or whatever it is, hear them as mantras. That is real blessings. And don't take it too literally, this is that. Just hear them all as mantras. And all your thoughts and opinions, feelings, don't try to become so caught up and drowned in them. See them as illusion. See them as a temporary. These are the post-meditation. I see all form as a Tara, sound as a mantra, thought as wisdom. So with this in mind, you should try to incorporate the sadhana practice, not just something sitting on the cushion, but how to employ this into a everyday awareness. When somebody is really difficult to use, just think she's Tara. She's teaching me how to destroy my impure perception. and then hear the sound as a mantra, and the thought about anything as illusion, and don't regard them as literally true, and that is the real sadhana. So with this we have concluded the explanation of this HUNG Resounding Tara. Explaining and teaching is very easy, but really remembering them, retaining this teaching in your everyday life and employing them is a challenge, and that's what you have right now taken up, the challenge by receiving these teachings tonight. And thank you very much, everyone, your dedication and your commitment to receive and translate and do these teachings, and receiving, asking for the sadhana, noting down what you heard, all this seeking knowledge. Always a seeker. You're always seeking, are you? You're always looking for how to see things properly and clearly. You will definitely see. Do the sadhana, do the mantras, and remember these teachings and what is there for you to see what you haven't seen before, and you will become a seer of these points. And that will give you incredible joy, because you no longer are doing miserliness. You are no longer thinking, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. You just say, I've got this already. I've got dharma, I have freedom, I have refuge. If you have refuge in the dharma, it completely surpasses anything that you wish to gain in the world. It is this kind of wisdom that is so priceless. Dharma is precious only if you understand and practice it. Dharma is not an amulet you tie on your neck as a kind of, because attached to your neck it protects anyone who got some hangings on your neck or something. Dharma has to be up, go in your head, go in your heart, and then remember this. You have conscious cognition of how true and how precious Dharma is, and even more how precious Buddha is, and then how precious the lineage is that has brought down this teaching, and then having this, how precious your friends are in this kind of common feast that we are enjoying, such as tonight. So this is good karma, and to have this time. Thank you, because at the beginning of the year, that's still January 18th, so for you to receive this empowerment, you should dedicate this for your mother, for your father, for your brother, sister, uncle, your this or that. May they be well, may they be free from enmity, may they be free from jealousy, may they be free from bickering to each other. Even if they do, may they hear them as mantras. So with this, we will do the dedication of merits. Thank you, everyone. By this merit, da deva menzange omnes me I liberate from the ocean of Buddhism, herenda maya natije whatever merit I have, may hope becomes the levels to the maya natije courage manjushenewode azama tabadradilaiwa following all the example I shall de de mere mede selem bodhichitta tebe vere no yedaso ve me dengri freely without generation meda pressure view emptiness teba vedana yada so where has been born me dengri freely without generation. Okay, thank you very much everyone for your attendance and enjoying this long 2-hour session. Take care.